Hello, everyone. Happy Monday. Happy warmer weather to those who are in the South today. It was a little chilly this morning, but it wasn't as bad as it has been. When I left the office today, it was like 52 degrees, and I was like, score. Um, I love between 55, I can handle 50, but definitely like 55 to 65 is the perfect temp. So we're getting a little closer this week. I think by the end of the week, it's supposed to be really warm, which is crazy considering the fact that it snowed last week, but that is the South. We get every single season in a day, it feels like sometimes. So here we are. But hello. Make sure when you come in that you comment and that you share and that you give me the thumbs up. And in saying that, I have been trying to hit 600 for, I don't know, I guess a couple months now. I was in the high 500, or I was in the like mid 500s, and officially today I hit 600 subscribers on YouTube. So yay for that. I have a ambitious goal to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. We'll see. I have had to work with YouTube a little bit because they suspended like I don't know, I guess like a marketing thing. And so it was like slowing down my subscribers because they had me suspended on it. So anyway, I finally got that worked out. And it's funny because as soon as it got suspended, it's like people stopped subscribing. And then as soon as I got it lifted, it's been raising. So hopefully maybe I've gotten that figured out. But my goal by the end of the year is 1,000. So thank you to everyone who shares because that really does help me out in getting those numbers up. So thank you. Okay, let's dive in. Hey, Deb. Yes, right? The warmer temps is always better. We today are going to be playing with, or I guess I should say crafting with, the Hearts for You, which is our paper pumpkin. I'm going to be honest, I really am not into the red and pink for this Valentine's Day season. I don't know why. I just am not into it this go round, and I really don't like the Heart of Elegance paper. Not my thing at all. I don't know, but anyway, in saying all of that, this is what the kit was, and I did like it a lot. I always seem to fall in love once I start playing with it. I think I ended up liking it more because it has these like champagne little stickers that are included in it, which kind of does take it to a different level, which is kind of good. So anyway, I really did end up liking this kit. I still don't like the Heart of Elegance paper. But I did use it on an actual project that I'm going to have a video tutorial on, or a walkthrough of, on Thursday. If you've known me personally for a long time, I love to scrapbook. I don't typically ever do it on my channel, but Stampin' Up! Is coming back with all these scrapbook workshops and stuff, and so it's really inspired me to really start doing my scrapbooking again. So I'm going to have a walkthrough tutorial of this, and you can see I did use the Heart of Elegance paper right there, or marbled elegance. I can't remember what it's called. Close enough, right? So anyway, so I did create with the paper pumpkin a scrapbook page because I've been working on my Norway pictures. Y'all, we went in 2022 when I earned that incentive trip. Was it 20? No, we went in 2023, and I've been working on it since then, since we got back, and I have like nothing scrapbooked on it. Really, I have some layouts, but that's about it. So anyway, so I figured I would really kind of start diving into it, and so I created that with this paper pumpkin. And then let me show you what the cards look like, how they're supposed to be, which is not what we'll be creating tonight. We're going to be creating some alternatives. And that's like that marbled paper. on the back. But look at this. This little heart right here. I love it. It's a flirty flamingo. It's like a flirty flamingo, but it almost looks like it has some petal pink in it too. But then it's got that champagne in it, which is great. And then of course this one as well. So, so that's how the kit was intended. And of course I did not do those for tonight. So we're going to dive into that in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and put you down on the table. Actually, before I do that, let me just remind you, I've extended, I might like the beast. I didn't like it either, Deb. I didn't like it at all. Like I have struggled with that paper. I really don't know what it is, but not on my list. I did it. I bought it, of course, because it's designer series paper. And as crafters, we just collect things like that. We don't actually have to use them. We just collect them. And so I bought it and I really thought I would like it, but no, I have struggled. I've really struggled. Speaking of designer series paper, I did extend the paper share if you would like to get in on that. I can... Now that Stampin' Up! Allows us to hold the designer series paper as a cash and carry, I have probably out of all of the out of the paper share that I've had, I think I have like 2 or 3 spots that I could still do. And if I need to order more, I can order more too. So after I cut everything up, I realized that I had some extras. And so anyway, if you are interested, let me know and I will get you a kit out this week of the paper share. And then I wanted to show you, so club. I will have club and I will have all of the cards and emails and all of that social media stuff going out next week. But I wanted to show you that if you are interested in club, we're going to be doing the umbrella days. That's going to be the bundle that we use. And then I'm going to be doing a class that will be for Easter, and it will come out next month so that I can get everything out close to the beginning of March, which will give you time. It might be mid-March, I think is when it'll come out, get shipped to everybody, but it will be using the Faith collection, which, y'all, this bundle is amazing. So be on the lookout for social media posts about this, and then of course about next month's club. So I think that is all I have. If you are in the Midlands area, that is the one thing I want to say while I put you guys down on the table. If you're in the Midlands area, class for February will be next month. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Linda. And Nancy, I don't think I said hello to you or to you, Marcia. Hello. Next month, for February class will be next Saturday, the 1st. So, make sure that you watch your email and I'll have that email going out tomorrow so that you guys can see it. And I know it feels really close to the last one we did, thanks to wintry weather, right? And if you're in the Columbia area as well, on February the 8th, there is a craft event. It's a crop. It's not really a craft. It's a crop event, which means that you bring all your own stuff. And it will be at the Moose Lodge in West Columbia. It's $25, y'all. It's a great price. It will include dinner. And enough people, I think, have said yes to lunch. And so they're going to cook lunch, but you have to pay for the lunch. Anyway, if you want information on that, let me know. I think there are still some spots available. And I can get you in touch with Donna. Donna is a hoot, and she's partnered with a lady by the name of Chris on this. And Chris and Donna together will make you do nothing but laugh. I have really enjoyed getting to know them over the last couple months. And so, well, Donna over the last like year and a half too. But Chris over probably the last 6 to 8 months. And so anyway, if you're interested in that, let me know and I'll send you all the information. It's $25. You can't beat that. To spend the day with me and I think Kathy, you'll be there. And then I know Michelle will be there. I don't know if Michelle's on here or not tonight, but yes. So great people, great time, lots of laugh, lots of fun, all that good stuff. So now, in saying all of that, we're going to get to crafting. I will not keep you any longer. Hello, Carol. Yes, Kathy. Okay, yes, good. I thought you were, but you know, my memory's not so good anymore. It is. I am losing my mind, losing my mind. Okay, so this is the first card. After I created the scrapbook page, I still had like the blending brush and all of that on my little desk area when I was crafting. So I just kind of made a card with it too to kind of go along with that scrapbook page. So that's what we're going to do first. So we're going to fold this in half. There's going to be lots of fun people at it, Kathy. I'm excited. And there's some ladies that Linda actually introduced me to last year at the Jamil Temple, which, oh, by the way, Jamil Temple is the following weekend after that. It is Valentine's Day weekend. So if you're in the Columbia or area or South Carolina in general, it's a great, great little event to go to at the Jamil Temple as well. So, all right, so let's grab a piece of grid paper. I have a whole stack of grid paper somewhere. I just have to find it. I cleaned my craft room, and now I can't find anything. The woes of cleaning and organizing, right? Okay. Now, one thing I want to say before we start putting some red blending on here, the red is strong, okay? So I highly suggest kind of starting by getting your ink on there and really looking at it on your grid paper and kind of getting it to like the color you want it to be before you really start putting it on your paper. And then when you start putting it on your cardstock, I would do it lightly. Don't like dig down into it because the red is very red. You will get lots of color from your red. And I'm literally just kind of taking it in a diagonal motion from the bottom to top there. And I'm putting a little bit darker on the two edges. Okay. Now we are going to take our little red marker pen here. And if I can open it, we're going to get pretty close because I want a good amount of splatter. So we are literally going to get as close as we can. Maybe not that close. And we're just going to make sure we get a lot of splatter on it. All right. Now I'm going to kind of set that aside for just a minute. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to stamp my sentiment here. And this is going to be You're My Favorite, and we're going to stamp it in red. And when you do that red blending, it almost looks pink in areas, almost like a flirty flamingo. So I pulled out Flirty Flamingo, and we're going to stamp some hearts after we start putting some of our pieces on. All right, I'm going to move this. Okay. Now, I've got this little champagne piece here, and we're going to put mini glue dots on it. So I'm going to grab my little glue dots here, and we're going to put them in all the nice larger space areas on this back here so that we can adhere it to our card front. But we're going to start with this. We're going to see if we can get enough glue dots on here. You can also use, and I should have pulled those over here, I like to keep all the glue dots from prior kits, whether it's Paper Pumpkin or comes, you know, with our kit collection. And sometimes those are a little smaller, so it actually works out better. All right, let's see. We're going to add one more here. And we're going to add another one here. I really want to make sure it stays. And then we're going to be okay with that. All right, so then we're going to attach this one right here. And you can see kind of how it has that pink and the splatter in the background. Okay. Now we're going to take my favorite heart from the kit and we're going to pop it up. It came with these little mini dimensionals, which by the way are not really mini. These are more of like medium compared to our normal. I'm just going to show you for comparison. So if you look, this is like a medium dimensional and that's like a mini. I wish Stampin' Up! Would actually sell these. These would be awesome to sell and I would buy a ton of them. All right, so we're going to stick this one. Actually, I'm going to put one more on here, just in that center. And then we're going to stick this right here. Okay. We're going to take the red twine that came in the kit. And you can actually see that I've opened 2 kits because, well, it ended up being a really good kit. I liked it. We're going to wrap some twine around our fingers. And then we're going to cut that off. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lay it right here, but then I'm going to take it and make it look messy because I don't want it to be in perfect circles. So we're just going to kind of pull, actually I need to make it smaller, it looks like. Let's do it around 3. Okay. There we go. And then I'm just going to kind of pull it so that they're not the same size circles. And then that we've got that little piece kind of hanging down like that. Okay. Then we're going to take and put a little bit of adhesive over here. And we're going to take the dimensionals, but we're going to take some, well, no, we're going to take these. Let's cut off some edges here. 1, 2, and then 3. And then we're going to stick it so that it is over the heart, over the ribbon, and then all the way to the edge over here. Okay. So we're going to make sure that it gets there. And then I'm going to notice that my dimensional here is too far over. So we need to take this off. And that's okay, because we can take it off and then put it right here in the center. There we go. All right, now we're going to try it again. All right, so all that's going to go flat, and that's going to go like that. Then we're going to take this little heart here, and we're going to stamp it with Flirty Flamingo. And honestly, I put all that there. You can do it first, but I did it because of placement. I really wanted to make sure that I get the placement of all of this right. And then we're going to stamp our Flirty Flamingo hearts. Just make sure that when you do this, because your cardstock is still flat, so it's fine to add it after. It's also a photopolymer stamp, so it's easy to see. But my suggestion is before you stamp it down, make sure you don't have any ink around your edges here, or you'll get it everywhere else. So that's the only tip I have for doing it at this point. Okay, now I have, or had, I've probably knocked one off somewhere. It looks like I did. Nope, here we go. So I have these 3 little hearts. Now in the kit, there is a piece that goes on this card right here. And these 3 hearts are inserted into this card piece and you punch them out. So I am repurposing them and putting them onto this card. So then nothing from the kit goes to waste. And we're gonna do glue dots on them. And then we're gonna tuck them in. So we're gonna put one right here. And we're gonna put one right here. And then we'll put the last one over here. All right. Now I'm gonna close up the Flirty Flamingo. Otherwise I'm gonna have it all over me in a minute. And then the last thing we wanna do is we wanna add these little hearts. Now, I'm gonna say this. I love these hearts. I love them. They are cute and they are glimmery and they are just like the perfect little embellishment to add a little bit of something and a little bit of bling to our card fronts. So I'm gonna grab my pokey side of my Take Your Pick tool and I'm going to add them. And the reason I'm doing the pokey side is because this is gonna help me actually lay them straight on instead of them being crooked. So then we're gonna add one there. We're gonna add one right here. And then we're gonna add one right up here. Okay, there we go. There is card number 1. And this card literally uses everything from the kit. I didn't pull in any additional products to create this one. So that's the great thing about Paper Pumpkin is if you don't like necessarily the cards that come in it, or any of our kits actually, you can literally switch it up, the same pieces from the kit, switch it up, add in just a different, maybe just a different color, like I did with the Flirty Flamingo, like an ink color, and you can make the cards completely different. So, and this is probably my favorite one out of all the alternatives. So, thank you, Deb. Okay, the next one is still pretty much using the card kit, but I did add in some more cardstock here. And this uses, so now every quarter they come out with a set of dies to match the Paper Pumpkin kits. And this one is the January, February, March one. And it comes with this die here, and then it comes with those 2, which will be for later on kits, but this one is the one that coordinates with this month. And when you cut it, it actually creates 2. So it's got this centerpiece and then it's got this scallop on the outside. I always find these dies are very well worth it to get. Okay, so let's start. We're gonna get our card base going here. And I am gonna go ahead, because that's gonna be my struggle, is to tie a bow over here. And this is just gonna be a little bow. We're not doing any kind of big, we're not doing a big bow like I usually do. All right. And then I'm just gonna make this a little smaller here. And ta-da. And then we're gonna trim off. Looks like I really just need to trim it just a touch. And then there we go. So there's our little bow. And then you can force it and make it go the way you want it to go. All right, I've already cut out our little hearts here. So this is actually from the Heart of Elegance bundle. So it's this one right here. If you don't have these dies, I highly recommend the dies. You don't necessarily have to get the stamp set, but just to have these larger hearts and these little bitty ones are great. I love stitched ones, and so the stitched heart gets used a lot. A lot for me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab our little stickers here. And what I wanna do first is I want to take this, we're gonna place that kind of where we want it, and then we're gonna tuck this up underneath, just like that. And then we're gonna adhere this one just using regular, adhesive. Like this. And I'm gonna tell you, this one took me a while to come together. I think I redid it about 6 times. Nothing ended up in the trash though. Usually I get frustrated and throw it in the trash and just start over from scratch, but I was determined to make it work because I really liked the colors together and I really wanted to use this piece here. So, okay, so now we've got our hearts here. Probably should move that up a little bit, but that's okay. We're gonna attach this one. I just wanna make sure that I'm gonna put it in the right spot to have. Okay. All right, then we're gonna flip this over. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take my little silicone mat here, and we're just gonna put some adhesive in a couple of the areas. And the silicone mat is gonna help it not to stick. And then what I'm gonna do is just fold it over onto itself. But it's gonna help me do all that and not have to, the glue dots are too big. Our regular glue dots are. So this just is gonna make it easier. So now I can just go through and fold those over. You can use the little mini glue dots if you've got any of those from other kits. Those would be the perfect size to use. But that would require me to go to the other side. Not that the room's very big, but I'd have to go pull them out of a drawer and do all that. So just easier to do it this way. Maybe it wasn't easier. Might be taking me longer to do it this way, but that's okay. All right. And then there we go. So now we're going to take this and we're going to stick it around. We're going to start at the bottom and then work our way around like this. And ta-da. I don't think I did that very well, y'all. It's almost like it's a little bigger than the heart sometimes when you're putting it down, but there we go. Okay, so now we got that heart down. Now we're gonna take this love here and we're going to adhere it right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the L, make sure I've got it straight, and then I'm going to put the love down, or the OVE down, and when I do it, I'm going to kind of make sure that the O is pushed down a little bit this way so that it goes straight across like that, okay? Then we're going to take this piece here, we're going to put glue dots on the back of it. And you don't necessarily have to add it to each one. I am though, because I might be, you know, a glutton for punishment when it comes to putting adhesive on. I over adhesive everything. I'm always afraid something's gonna fall apart. Not that it will, but I'm just always afraid it will. So, all right, and then this is just gonna go right up underneath the L. and all the way across like that. Then we're going to take this one. Now this one is again kind of like the scalloped one, so it's got two pieces there. So I'm going to pull them up together, and then I'm going to stick them right there together. Okay, ta-da. And then that is done. We've got our sentiment piece here, and we're going to stamp you, and we're going to do that in real red. And we're going to have the flag going toward the right. And then we're going to take and pop that up using our little small, or our medium dimensionals, and we actually only need 2. We're going to flip this over and stick it right up underneath the V and the E. And then ta-da, there is card number 2. Okay, now last but not least, I kind of went back to an old card that I had, and I'm pretty sure I cased it back in the day, but it was a Valentine's Day set that included like the petal pink and the blue, and I think it had some red in it, and then it also had black, and it was the Snell one, and I can't remember what it was called, but I do remember loving the paper, loving the dies and the stamp set, and it had like a little envelope with it. I remember all that. Anyway, so this is just sort of a case off of that one, which I was pretty sure is a case off of someone else from back in that, I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Anyway, so this is going to be the last card we do. I cannot remember though who I cased it from, so sorry. If I remember, I'll post who I cased it from, but I couldn't find the original card that I cased. So, so we're going to start with our card base. And then we're going to add our piece of designer series paper. And this is from the mixed media paper, which I wasn't sure I was going to like that paper, but I love it. I love it, and I like both sides of it. So, and the flower side is not necessarily my thing, but I really like it. So we're going to attach this, and when I attach this, I'm going to actually attach it a little closer to the fold. And I did, and I meant to mention this earlier, there is a blog post with all the dimensions and the additional products that were used. All right, then we have this piece. This is one of the envelopes that comes in the kit, and I just cut it up. And we're going to do a flag on this end. And then we're going to adhere it to the card front right about here. I'm just guesstimating. Okay, and then we've got our big petal pink heart. So we're gonna pop that up right there in the center. And I'm gonna use my regular dimensionals for that. And if I can get my fingers to get those backs off. Come on. All right, so then that's gonna be, you know what I forgot? I forgot my black piece. Okay, I have this, and we're gonna see, I might be able to sneak it up under there because I didn't put adhesive all the way around. Okay, yes, I can. All right, so I'm gonna cut off this, by the way, let me show you. It's from the Greetings of the Season, and it's this die here, but I wanted a stitched border, and I don't have a scalloped one right now, so I went with that. I'm gonna cut off, about this much. Okay, And then I'm gonna take, and I'm gonna put adhesive on the back. And then I'm gonna get it scooted up underneath here, like that. Ta-da! Look at there. All right, so that should have gone down first on the back of our flagged part, and then you could have attached both of them to your card front. And now we're gonna do our heart. We're gonna stick that heart right there. We are gonna tie a bow with our twine. And then we're gonna take a glue dot and adhere it after we trim those tails. All right, let me grab another glue dot. Lots of glue dots today. I don't use glue dots as much as I used to. All right, so we're gonna attach this right about here. Okay, all right, then we're gonna take these hearts here that come in the kit, and I love these right here. I love the champagne. We used to have champagne foil. We do not like this anymore. And then this one is gonna come down here like this. Okay, and now we're gonna stamp our sentiment, and actually let's go ahead and put this on the inside, and then we're gonna stamp our sentiment. Okay, because with our sentiment, we are gonna do a little cutting with it. So we're gonna stamp, you have my heart, and we're gonna actually stamp that down here, right there. Now I'm gonna pull in my machine real quick, and we're gonna grab our stylish shapes, and from our stylish shapes, we're gonna grab, not that one. This one wasn't long enough, so we're gonna grab this one. And it wasn't quite wide enough either. So we're gonna grab the largest one. We're gonna grab our machine. And then I'm gonna show you a trick. All right, so I'm gonna grab my die and I'm gonna stick it right there. Then I'm gonna take my little tape and I'm gonna not drop it, I'm gonna place it onto this. Then we're gonna cut it out. And we're gonna cut it out all the way. Now we're gonna take the die out and we're gonna line it up so that it cuts it at shorter. Now, when you play with it, you can rub that die and then it will catch those stitched holes right there. And when it does, and you've got it at the length you want it, put down your sticky and then place it there. And then we're gonna run it through. And actually, I'm gonna run it through this way because all I really need it to do is to cut off that end. So I'm just gonna run it through like that. And then ta-da, now you have your sentiment. And it is the size that you need it to be. Okay, so then we'll bring back in our card and we're going to adhere it flat. And it's gonna go over our ribbon there, our little bow. And just gonna make sure all that's not stuck up underneath it like that. It'll go there. And then last but not least, we're gonna add some of our hearts. We're gonna put one here. And one here. Here. We're gonna put quite a few on this one. This one needed some good bling. And then one up here. Okay, and then that is our last card. Let me grab the other ones. We've got those. That was our first one, and then that is our second one. Make sure I'm all up in the camera there. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget that Thursday I will have a complete walkthrough of a scrapbook page. The video is already done. I just have to do the voiceover for it so I can walk you through. And then these are the cards on how the kit was intended. So thanks for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have questions, let me know. Make sure you go check out the blog post so that you have all the products and measurements for the for this one. So, all right, have a great one, and I'll see you next time.